Yotta. You ain't know? Listen, if you hear any noise, voices in the background, if you can and have the willpower, disregard it. All right. Listen, check this out. Uh, this is my little well, it's my little dragon blood crystal. You know, I rub it. You know, creativity. All right, check this out. Check this out. Listen. So this is I'm dropping this only. I'm dropping this gem because it came to me, right? So I did make a previous vid, right? And I'm see if I can squeeze this, in, you know, all into one vid in a certain amount of time. So check this out. So when I did bring up something called the emotional quotient, all right, beautifuls, all right. When I brought that about, all right, okay. If you did do your research on the emotional quotient, and then you had the intellectual quotient, okay, so you got to know what parts of the, you feel me, of the brain that these supposedly occupy, okay. So the thing is, the intellectual quotient, you know, is a bit different from the emotional quotient. Now if you did know, I did let you know that emotions is the language of the soul, okay. Emotional quotient is usually made for leaders. You feel me? So, and it also derives from self-awareness. Okay, it is usually the seat of empathy. All right, usually. Nonetheless, however, there are some empaths. You feel me? I'm going to kind of run through some of these empaths. The whole part is, now, if the emotion is the language of the soul, okay, like I said, I have a high emotional quotient. I have, you know, so emotion is the language of the soul. So that's why it's good to, you know, when you get into the music and you hear the rhythm, learn, master emotions. Get your you feel me? Because it's a power. It's actual power. The more you use it, you feel me? Who knew that what the caterpillar did, it would basically turn into a butterfly? And have you also noticed that these different caterpillars turn into different colored butterflies? You know, how is it that they have made it, you know, for them to even come, and, you know, and the things that they have ate, you know? So it's what you're feeding to your emotions, beautifuls. All right. Now, there are different empaths, okay? And this one, you know, these are some, you know, I was brought to my attention about these certain empaths, and I'm gonna run across it a little bit for y'all, a little bit. You feel me? Because, like, okay, because me, I believe, like, the emotional quotient, the emotion quotient, since it's the language of the soul, is basically the feminine energy, okay? And then, you know, the intellectual quotient is more of the masculine energy, okay? So it is essential for individuals to love yourself, claim yourself, self-care, you know? So it's essential for y'all to choose yourselves. Y'all sitting here looking for all these other relationships and don't even really have a relationship with yourself. Have a relationship with yourself. Not shun everybody. Just know, like, just go in. You'll know your boundaries, okay? The higher you raise your emotional quotient, you'll know, okay? Now you got psychological empaths. They're more. They just care about how your mind thinks, how you think, okay? And then you got spiritual empaths, those that can, you know, basically visualize and can see things before it happened, because they use a certain type of chakra center, so they can see more of things than the one that is a psychological empath. You could be more than one empath, you know, and some together. You could be an environmental empath, an animal empath, a plant empath, a crystal empath, an introvert or extrovert empath, or ambivert empath. And you could be one with empathy, you know, or, you know, one, the empathy is more the one that deal with the heart chakra. However, they don't have the spiritual empath, because spiritual empath more higher than them. And then there's Yotta empaths. Okay, so check out and know which empath you are. Okay, so you could be more than one. Environmental, like it's more like, I guess, like the more like the place empath. Not. Well, basically, you could walk into a place, an environment, and you could feel the energy. You know what kind of energies they're like. Oh, you feel me? Okay. So, and then the animal empath, you can, tell that you can know the emotions of the animals and how they speak to you. Okay. The plant empath, you know how the plant feels. You feel me? You got the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom. That's where rocks and crystals and stuff, you feel me? Like this is, crystal, I'm a crystal empath, so basically I have my dragon crystals and this crystal over here, and then I have my get up in here, and so basically these speak to me, you feel me? And you feel me, there's some things, sometimes you want to speak things verbally. However, some empath is more the emotional. Okay, that's another form of intelligence. That's another form of reading the environment. That's another form of, some don't want. That's why certain individuals have been trying to get y'all to numb y'all feelings, numb your emotions. Okay, because they don't want you to get access to your soul. Okay, because those individuals are usually like on the verge of being soulless. Okay, it's collection season. Okay, the Most High of all creators is taking out the soulless. Okay, those that don't want their emotions, don't want nothing to do with their emotions, have a very low EQ quotient, and just don't. And they're so in this material realm because they're using their intellectual quotient and trying to like hold on to all this material. Then they try to hold on and do all this stuff. Don't know all that's about to be taken from them. Because the matriarch is about, it's about, true Republican. It's about individual, your sovereignty. Okay, it's more about your emotions, your emotional quotient, how high your quotient. That's why certain individuals are being taken out of certain positions because they were trying to, juggle a position, and knowing like spiritually y'all can't have them positions because the emotions usually deals with the spirit. The emotions deal with the spirit. Basically, more deal with the soul. Okay, so that's why it's getting in tune with your emotions. Know yourself. You feel me? When you feel like you're in fear, pay attention to that. Learn how to not be in that. Learn how to be so playful and joyous, even when somebody's trying to get you in fear. Okay, because courage and bravery is when it's not trying to like obliterate fear. It's about like being yourself, even though fear is around. You still choose love. Okay, that's what bravery is about. That's what true heaven is about. That's what. Oh, come on, y'all playing with the right wrong one. You feel me? I'm the right wrong one to play with. So now, this being said, okay. So what else? I just want to let y'all know, you feel me? I just want to drop the gems about the emotional quotient being the feminine and the intellectual quotient being the masculine. And the thing is, oh yeah, I just want to tell you, you feel me? So I've been knowing individuals that have been trying to throw black magic my way. Okay, so the thing is, I have like kind of like the Most High has me in a certain position right now, because if I was with a specific female right now, somebody would try to do black magic on her and try to unalive her or try to get her in some kind of accident. If I had like a baby or something like physically all that like in a certain way, you feel me? And they'll try to use black magic to try to unalive that child. Okay, that's kind of why I'm kind of like, y'all see me kind of like looking solo right now. Okay, the Most High of all creators, the source of all that is going to give me a special ability. Okay, so the thing is, they've been trying to use black magic to try to take away my relationship, or try to like thinking like, whatever woman he trying to get with, it basically trying to unalive them. Okay, so nobody really knows who the female I'm going to be seeing. Okay, the whole part is that part. So the thing is, I'm getting a beautiful ability. My abilities are becoming active, and I'm going to be visiting certain individual females that I have chosen. Okay, for quality time. Okay, so their magic doesn't work. Okay, that just backfires on them. Okay, so did you know that a child for a man is an idea? An idea is a child. Okay, all right. Okay, so this couple of things I would like to bring to y'all attention, and I love y'all. Find something safe to do and stay accountable.